All right. I have no idea how to start one of these, so it's going to be real fun. Um, Mixing up my, I guess, fun tips, tricks, fun facts. Honestly, I got a cool letter in today. We'll get more into that later. But did you know in the state of Kentucky, there are 200,000 criminal cases a year? Sounds like a lot, I know. And it is. If you put that into perspective, we also have 211 criminal court judges. Yeah, those numbers. That's a lot of cases. Even if everything was spread equally, what does that look like? Let's take a look. 948. If every criminal judge had one case spread equally, 948 a year. Okay, that's 3 a day. How do they do it? I know they're swamped. I've seen it myself. These courtrooms are piled full and full and full. Sometimes 50, 80 people on just waiting, patiently waiting to see what their next step is. With that, out of those 200 to 250,000 criminal cases, 90% of those are resolved in plea deals. Man, is that a lot of guilty people? Do we really have that many criminals in the state of Kentucky? I don't know. Look for yourself. So, for the felony cases that go to grand jury, it has a 90% indictment rate. Those are way up there. But what is grand jury? What does all that look like? I can tell you from my personal experience, that means several... we'll start at the beginning. Before you even think about what that charge looks like, you're swept up and hauled off to jail. They pop in, they do their thing because somebody said a crime's been committed, and it's off to the races. So, what does that mean? That means an arrest, a booking. That means your reputation is already at a loss. You're at a net loss. But what else does that truly impact between the court dates? Even if you have the money to bond out, these court dates are spread out over months and months and months, because clearly with those numbers, we've got a backlog. I feel for all the attorneys and judges and court staff that are grinding through these on a daily basis, which is where plea deals come in. So if you're dragging a case over several months, what does that look like in a vacuum for an individual? Let me tell you, it means having a nearly 20-year IT career completely thrown out the window. You can't get access if you're staring at a felony case, right? That's a bad person. The worst of the worst, criminal charges. I was always told innocent until proven guilty, but towns talk. So when you go down the rabbit hole of, just your job, it can impact that. But the more, these are families. So you got a felon in the case. Now you've got state workers checking in on your kids and grinding and sniffing around and all up in your business, and you're a bad person because you've got these charges. So from my experience, I've lost not only, material things that I don't even need, don't even care about, but I've lost my family over something that has never been investigated, without the opportunity to speak my story. I was guilty from the jump. No investigation, no questions asked. Straight to jail. Here's your court dates. Hope you got money to bond out. Have fun. We'll see you. You know what's even worse than that? When you're going through that same adventure and your accuser happens to stalk you, send threats, get people to track you, harass you. So how do you handle something like that? We go to the police. That's a good start. So what happens is, when you do that and you try to play by the rules and use it as it's designed, they now see, well, why are we going to look into this? You've got pending criminal charges. So they don't want to, they're like, oh, listen, just, we'll take a note. We'll take a note. Cool. Then you got more court dates. You've got the building stress of not knowing, being able to speak to your kids, see your family. So you're isolated. And that's where they get you. So with these drawn out processes, they want you to be so tired of the immediate impacts that you sign a plea deal. This isn't for you. That's not for your freedom. Even if you've done that, it is in your rights as an American to be judged amongst your peers. Yes, there's a lot of huge gaps there, because then you're talking about, how do I afford an attorney if I've lost my career? Great question. Public defenders, they're not private attorneys, but man, they are available. And if you put the work in to stand up for yourself, don't let anybody tell you who you are, what you've done. If you know you haven't done anything, don't say you did to appease them and make it easier. Like, it is your right to push and fight and to stand on your own. These things are hard, and that's how they get these high crime rates. They are breaking us down as Americans, saying we're policing, keeping things safe. Everybody, if there's a crime serious enough to admit, let's get that stuff in front of a jury now. Let's talk about it. Why are we spreading out all this money and barriers for you to go on with your life and everybody else? Like, there is zero benefit to us as people. The more that we sit around and just take it because it's the easy route, the longer this stuff gets and the worse it gets. That's why the world is exactly where it is today. Nobody wants to fight. Everybody wants to complain. If you don't have any action, you've got to start somewhere. And Americans across the country are getting their families shredded apart by their own tax dollars. And it gets even worse if you speak out about it. Like, they will push and push and push. But I don't know. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a public. I'm a human being. You're all human beings. Drop all these labels, judges. Stop making people feel more superior than they are. Nobody knows your business and what you've been through besides you. And you choose how you fight. Just, the world's in a crazy place. Don't give up. It's getting better, but everybody's got to do their part. You can't keep going through the status quo and expecting change. You can't put votes in a box and say, hey, this person's going to fix it to me, because none of them benefit from fixing the problem. And that's by design. But anyway, I wanted to mix up my fun facts and chat a little bit. Man, y'all stay safe. Be blessed. Just stay alert. Take care of yourselves. We're in this together, though. So take it easy.